This is week 10 of the 52 weeks of picks. This week's theme, the 1980s. This week's theme is the 1980s. Here we have set up as a tape deck with a bunch of tapes from the 1980s. And off to the left here, we have a flash set up on a stand with an umbrella, and that's going to be fired remotely. The flash is set to 1/8 power. I'm going to set that right now. There we go, 1/8 power. And around the back is another flash, and that's on a stand as well. And that's going to be fired off with the Yongnuo flash trigger, which I have set up over here on the camera. All right, so let's get to shooting this. Okay, our settings here are 1/60th of a second at f5.6 at ISO 100. Let's see if you can see that on the camera there. I don't know if that's going to be in focus or not, but I'm going to go to about 100 millimeters. And make sure you take the lens cap off before you start shooting. Let's see. Like that one, maybe zoom in a little bit more. And like that one, that looks pretty good. Maybe cut a little more off of the side. One more. Try and catch the antenna in there as well. Okay, and it looks to me as though we can read all of them. Okay. And that's it. I'll see you in Photoshop then. Okay, I'm here in Camera Raw, and the first thing I'm going to do is try and adjust the color temperature a little bit. And I'm going to start off by moving the color temperature down. Go down maybe about 5300 Kelvin. And it kind of adds a little bit of a blue to the image. And that's all I'm going to do in Camera Raw. I'm going to open the object up into Photoshop. I'm going to start off with a hue saturation adjustment layer. I'm going to click the little icon down here, the little half black white icon. And I'm going to go to hue saturation. And I'm just going to decrease the saturation in it. Just bring it down right around there. And I'm really just trying to get rid of some of the yellow colors that are over here. And I'm going to invert this mask here. And then with the paintbrush, you see it's already selected here. Just make the brush a little bit bigger. And I'm just going to paint on this yellow color here in the corner. That was the video lights actually coming through. We got a little bit right here too. And I'll paint that away over there. Maybe a little bit down here as well. And you can see it's on here too, so maybe we'll paint that away as well. I'm going to zoom in a little bit because it's kind of difficult to see there. Make the brush a little bit smaller. And pretty much just getting rid of all the color here. Okay. And I think that looks pretty good. Now what I'm going to do is duplicate this smart object here by right-clicking on it and going new smart object via copy. This way I can break the link because I'm going to go back into Camera Raw. Okay, now here in Camera Raw, what I'm going to do is try and bring out the washed out look of these tapes here. And I'm going to start off by increasing the contrast. Right around there. And I'm going to darken up the blacks in here as well. So I'm going to lower that down. And this is going to give it a less of a washed out look. If you want to look at the preview of what it was before, it just richens those colors up a little bit there. I'm just going to hit OK. And back in Photoshop here, I'm going to have to make a selection of these tapes. So I'm just going to zoom in. I'll go to 100% and just move over. And with the pen tool, I'm going to start here and start clicking around all the tapes so I can make a nice clean selection of them. And I'm most likely going to fast forward through this so you don't have to watch me making every little selection here of the pen tool. Okay, I made a quick selection with the pen tool there. You could obviously go back and refine these points, but I'm not going to go back and redo all that for this image, but I think you get the point. What I'm going to do is go into the Paths panel here, and on this work path it shows the actual path that I have selected here. You can either control click by holding down Control or Command on a Mac, and you'll see this little square comes around there, or you can click on this little chasing ant circle down here, and that will turn your path into a selection. And I'm going to go back to the Layers panel, and I'm just going to, with the layer selected here, just going to hit the mask button, and that created a mask for the tapes. As you can see, they're significantly darker. They got a lot more contrast in them, and that's pretty much it. You know, you could smooth out the background if you'd like a little bit, but I think it looks alright like this. Kind of old school look. I think it kind of fits with the image. So there you have it. Let's go to full screen here by hitting the F key a few times. And there you go. Alright guys, I will see you next week. Bye.